104.9 Sunshine FM, and that was Jade Holland there, and whoa, and talk about whoa, one of our computers is having a little bit of a meltdown, so the Big D reckons he's in there trying to fix it. Good luck to him. But joining me, it's okay, we get rid of one man, and I'm joined by another one. Justin Standley, welcome to Tracy, and minus the Big D show.
G'day, Tracy, how you going?
Good, thank you. How's yourself?
Oh, really good, thank you.
Well, that's good. I'll tell you what, Return of the Stockman has been doing some wonderful things for yourself, and obviously for a few people over the many years it's been around. But Justin, you're into number 12 this week on the Country Tracks Top 40 charts with Return of the Stockman. Must be good to know that when you release a song because these charts actually are run by the community stations and you're actually getting the people's voice and also the listeners, it must be good to know that they're appreciating and they've welcomed your song.
It's a fantastic feeling. I had a strong suspicion that it would do all right because when I performed it live, and I started performing it at a Stan Costa festival in Coffs Harbour, the audience reaction has always been so incredibly positive. So when it came time to do my last EP, I thought, okay, if I'm going to do a cover, it's going to be that one. And I'm really glad that I did it.
So why did you pick that one in particular? Was there a special something behind it that drew you towards that one?
There was a couple of things, I guess. First of all, we, as I mentioned, in that particular festival, we had all the main artists there had to cover a Stan Costa song. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to do one of his really, really well-known ones like Three Rivers Hotel or, Can't Do Wrong in Mother's Eyes and some of his classics. So that particular song has always been a favourite of mine because when I listen to it, I always imagine the Stockman returning home to his daughter. And that's a little bit like my backstory, from a few years ago when I went on telly to try and find my kids. So I always interpreted it slightly differently. And that's why that song was always particularly special for me.
And see, that's the thing, a lot of people hear different songs and they get different meanings, and every song means something different to every person. I suppose you've just put that all into one packet there by saying, well, you know what, the Return of the Stockman's there, but I felt this way. And I think it shows in your interpretation of the song as well that you're really feeling something during that song.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, it's probably more apparent. There's a video clip as well. It's probably more apparent in the video clip that it's about a father and daughter. But yeah, that's my interpretation.
So what has Justin Standley been up to, and what has the rest of 2015 got in store?
Well, it's been a very full-on year, doing lots of shows, lots of gigs, lots of touring. Now beginning to take bookings and stuff overseas and recording and writing furiously. I've got an album in the works which may have a pre-release in October, and that's coming along brilliantly. It's been mostly recorded in Nashville and parts of it in Sydney as well. So yeah, a really full-on year, and pretty much just continuing on what I've been doing, just touring, gigging, writing, producing.
Now, you mentioned writing there, and you mentioned an album coming out near the end of the year, hopefully. Has it a lot of the songs that you've penned yourself on that one?
All of them. I wrote about 30 songs for this particular project. I had some help with a couple of really great songwriters from Australia on a couple of the tracks, and then I let a very talented producer called Maxell, who is one of my all-time favourite producers. I let him pick the best of the songs, and then we just focused on producing those. So it's going to be a cracker of an album, and I can't wait.
Well, we don't have to wait too long for it, but in the meantime, we can still enjoy plenty of music from Justin Standley. Now, if they haven't got your EP, how can our listeners get a hold of it?
All the normal methods. So Sanity Music's a good promoter, so they're always to buy through. But of course, it's available for download all over the place, iTunes, CD Baby. And of course, I always recommend buying them at my shows.
Very good. So all you got to do is hop onto Facebooks or websites, find out where Justin's going to be. So not only can you pick up the new EP, but you can also get it signed.
That's right.
There you go. Justin, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations on the success of Return of the Stockman, and we really look forward to hearing that album and just listening to some of the music that you've written, and because you do sing a lot from the heart. So it will be very interesting to hear the bit of the mix-up that you've got coming, and hopefully we do get a little bit of a sneak peek around October.
For sure. Thanks very much, Tracy, and say good day to Big D.
I will. Hopefully he hasn't blown anything up. Thanks, Justin. Here it is right now. Justin Standley and Return of the Stockman.